vacation. What's in my drawers? Live stream edition. Welcome back to Myrtle Beach. We're out here on the deck, and it's first time ever you get to see Mrs. McGolf in the background right here. Right? And our friends Bob and Penny from the Bob and Jim show are over there. They're out of the way. And you see the waves are, and we're from the balcony. We're on the 8th floor. And if it's too loud, if you can't hear me, let me know, and I can move it inside, and we can go from there. I'm running off my iPad today, so it is like the most ultimate rigged up setup you've ever seen for a vacation setup. So, I can't show you what we're doing in the shop because, well, we're not there. Although we did send out quite a bit of stuff when we were there just before leaving. Some stuff going all over across the continent, so that worked out pretty good. And when we get back, we fully expect our shed to be even full, and my dad is bringing stuff in. So we're going to have a lot, and I fully expect to have a couple of pumps for testing. I've got another shaft for testing. We've got a lot coming up, right? A lot coming up. As far as, got nothing to show you for what's in the drawers, but I've got to show you. I know there's a lot of questions. We're going to work backwards. Bob and I have been basically tearing up Myrtle Beach. Right. And we played, the first day was the Thistle Golf Club. And then the next day was the TPC. I got them over. The TPC. And the third day was Caledonia. Really like that one. And today was the golly, I can't remember what it was. Oh, Tidewater. That's because I don't want to remember that one. But so here's going to go. We're going to go backwards from Caledonia. There's 18 right there. That goes into it's a very old colonial-like clubhouse, and you got to clear some junk in order to get through it. And there's another one. This is also from Caledonia. And I'm just going to run through all these because so far we have not run into a bad golf course. All right, there's been some spectacular scenery. There's been a lot of really great conditions. But when I get done showing you all these, we will certainly talk about what we're seeing from our neck of the woods. Right? That was a good one right there. That was actually that was a practice tee, and that was at Caledonia, I believe. There's a protected bunker of all things. There's another one. There's plenty of sand down here. We also ran into Bob now has a new friend at the local wing store, and that is the local alligator. And he, I guarantee you, fears for nothing as far as food goes. He knew exactly where his bread was buttered. There's the entry into the Thistle. Some more Thistle stuff. And that was one of the first tees that we were onto, so it was pretty good. So that was it. So far, keep in mind, in Southern Ohio, there's not a lot in the way of private golf courses. And the average speed is around, 8, 9? About at 9. 9's not slow by any shape of the imagination, but it's not what you see on TV. And what we're seeing around here is easily a third more fast. We're seeing stuff between 12 and 15. And today, and everything's been in great shape. It takes a shot. It's not like it's hard and it goes scooting. It'll take a shot, but when you putt, you had better be ready to go. However, today, I had 2 shots that easily broke 12 to 14 feet. And up and around and down, and it was pretty difficult. And that's probably the reason why I was getting frustrated with it. As we were talking, we kind of cracked a joke that I've got so many burnt ends going on that I could probably keep a meal going. And that's just the way it's been going. However, everything so far has been in phenomenal shape. Everything has been, the people are super duper nice. And we've ran into, our first pairing that we ran into was an 80-year-old retired clergyman from Pennsylvania and a guy that was logarithmically smart in the ways of metallurgy and that type of stuff, and they were a pair. Then we've also ran into a gentleman from North Carolina whose first name is Crockett, and he introduced the young man with him, saying he was interviewing to be the son-in-law. That was pretty good. And today we golfed with two people from Northern California, and that was also very very cool. And then the other one, what was the second pairing? The where were the guys from? I think they were a little bit more. They were really close to us actually. Oh, they were locals. That's right. They were locals, and so it's been a really good time. We've had some good experiences for eating. We've met some people from New York and all around. Penny is like the professional friend maker around here. She knows everything. They also have what they, sorry guys, instead of scotch, it is this. It is a bucket. It is a bucket of, well, whatever you want in it. So it's been a good time. We're trying not to go to any large chain areas in order to experience what's going on. And that's what it's been. So it's been a very, very good vacation. I still haven't lost a whole box of balls yet in 4 rounds, so I'm thinking it is very, 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 very good. Patrick. Oh, we also met somebody that's actually in here. We were at TPC and met Patrick. He said he saw the hat, saw the license plate. He says, "Are you that guy?" I said, "Yes, I am," and I got to talk to him for a little bit. Good gentleman. Good gentleman indeed. All right, so let's get going. So from Dave says, "Oh, let's get this. Bam, there we go. Hope you're enjoying Myrtle Beach. Jim, in your opinion, you have a fitting dialed in. What metric is you most interested with? Path, launch angle, and dispersion. For me, it's dispersion because if you have everything working, Dave, dispersion will tell the tale. Uh, you want to be consistent, right? Golf is a game of consistency, and if you can get the player to be consistent, then you're doing some pretty good stuff. Because if your launch angle, if your dispersion is way over here at a further down the point than it is down here, then you've made your improvement, and that's the part we want to know. So that's where we're going. Duke wants to know. Well, you've heard the some of them, and we've got Heritage coming up tomorrow, and they're giving us a lunch and a breakfast. That's new. We haven't had that one before. And the last one, I can't remember what the big one. Oh, Polly's Plantation. That's right. One is an hour away, and I believe the other one's 30 minutes away. So we're doing pretty good there. And we met. And the guys from North Carolina were from Hickory, and that was pretty cool because Robin's aunt and uncle and a lot of the family are from Hickory area. So that was, small world. So that was pretty cool. And there's my sis. How are the waves doing? We see it. Apparently, Larry is not that impactful in this particular neck of the woods. We've been having waves, but nothing too big. Let's see what else we see. Sucked into the Solheim Cup, 13-11 Europe right now. Well, they were by 2 yesterday, so they must be keeping pace. That's good. Charles, that sounds like my kind of round at least once. Today I got tore up. Bob caught fire on the back end. He shot this, I think it was like 1 or 2 over. It wasn't too bad at all on the back. We were tied on the front. How's the smell of the ocean? Well, not too bad. I mean, it's not real bad at all, to be honest. I am bringing back memories. Well, you've heard about the golf, Charles. The food has been pretty good. We actually went to a Cracker Barrel, and it was really good. Pancakes were good, but they're suffering from nobody working, unfortunately. And we've been a couple of other local places, things that we would never see where we're at, and both were very, very good. Burgers and wings and that kind of things. All right. Here's Dave. During a fitting, which is more important, ribs or burnt ends? Burnt ends, buddy. Burnt ends wins all the time. There's Joe. We appreciate the show today, but we're on vacation. Hope you are enjoying cold beverages. Joe, right here, sir. And yep, we are on vacation. This is the only thing I'm really well. I am doing some videoing, but it's of sunrises and sunsets. So, there's Charles, and the girls are doing beaches. We call them beaches and buckets, and then making friends too. So all kinds of stuff. It's a little hard to hear you. We are still driving home. Might be the car. Well, if any of you guys can't hear me, let me know. No, we did not bring that, Joe. That stuff was far, far, far too strong. I didn't be bringing it down here. But we're trying. Robert Long, how are you, sir? Welcome to South Carolina. And we will, sir. It is. It's doing pretty good. We're enjoying it quite a bit. This is everybody around us says you couldn't have picked a better week. We start off in the high 60s, low 70s, and end up into the mid to high 80s. So we're pretty good. Retired 43. What do you say, Kentucky? It's all good, buddy. Danny Johnson. Hope we're enjoying the trip, and we are. What do you think about Callaway's new chipper? Having a terrible time chipping. Are you talking about the full toe wedge? If you're talking about the full toe wedge, that's one of the clubs that we have coming. The full toe wedge it's neat on the face. Unfortunately, the thing that's really, really important about this kind of stuff is the sole. Now, when it comes to chipping, there's a lot of things that are important. One, the length of the club, so you're not up or down or anything like that. Number two, which is even more important, is the lie angle. Number three is the sole grind in order to be able to get through it. And then finally, from a non-equipment point of view, you can't stall when you chip, right? You can't go and then stop and expect a good chip to happen. You got to go all the way through. You have to commit to the shot. Once you do that, you'll be really, really surprised. And it's not as easy as it sounds, I know, but if you really, 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 really commit to it, you'll be surprised at how well it does. I think you'll enjoy it. Played them all, Duke. That's saying something, dude. Because at one time there's like 200 courses, and if you did 4 a time for 25 years, I would say that you did it. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Nick, never played Caledonia, but it looks great. Dude, I recommend completely. It's got that old Southern flair. There's a whole history about Caledonia in that it started out as a property in the 1700s, and it burnt down because it was a plantation. It supplied rice during its time period. It was the main supplier of rice because of the intercoastal waterways and whatnot. And then it started. Then the kids, 4 or 5 generations in, lost it, and it became what it is now. And it has a plantation-like feel. And the 18th is really kind of something because it has a porch all the way around the outside of the clubhouse. At 18 approaches the clubhouse, and there's all these people up there eating, enjoying, and watching everybody come in. So if you guys are having a round, I can see that getting kind of rowdy. Yes, the weather has just been nothing short of phenomenal. I'm down with that all day. And Joe, 12, a lot of 3-punch. You are correct. Like we were talking about, burnt edges do not taste good as burnt ends. That's what we've been saying, and they're all over the place. And when you're throwing throwing what 6 foot breakers. 6 foot breaking putts were not uncommon on any of these places. It was to have a straight putt would be unique to say the least. Dumbunga. What do you say, man? And there's Krista from Sweden. I saw a post on Insta. I think it was Instagram that you were showing some of your scorecard. That was pretty good, man. Well done. John Blake, how are you, sir? Chadburn, North Carolina. We've been, it's kind of funny. I keep forgetting how close we are to the North Carolina line. We go 30 minutes in this direction, and all of a sudden it says, thanks for visiting North Myrtle, and hey, welcome to North Carolina. That's pretty impressive. Brendan, what do you say, sir? Welcome. Thanks for staying up so late. Hopefully the waves aren't bothering you too bad. Managed to sell my old Callaway UT and buy an Apex Pro 23 degrees, but I have to wait till Sunday to give it a try. Dude, I think you're gonna like it. The Pros is depending on if you got the shaft in it, but they're sneaky long. They don't feel like what I'm finding out is because I have a set of them, and I'm turning mine over, and that's me. That's not the club. But the thing I am finding out is that it's sneaky long. When you hit what you think is a really good one, it goes further. It does. The transmitting of the feel is a little different. I'll just give it that. Krister got to test a SimMax 2 driver today and a P790 next year. My bag will be filled with TaylorMades. All right, buddy. Well, the way you're playing, you better get some folks in there. Or get a sponsor or something. That'd be kind of cool. All right. Forgot it was Monday. Question: how are the courses? Matt, I think there's hazards in places that they knew where guys were going to be landing, and coming down here, both Bob and I've been struggling with distances. We're getting a little closer to the water, and everybody says take an extra club. And just about the time I take an extra club, I just marry it up. I just nail it, and it goes the distance, as opposed to the one I think it should go. Today was even more pronounced, and we were right smack dab on the water. I think it has a little bit to do with watching the water and that kind of stuff. Hope you're having fun on vacation. We are, buddy. We are. 76 and 77. That's awesome. That is phenomenal. My dad's telling me about other stuff. Uh-oh. I moved it. There we go. Thistle was a surprise. It was the first one out, and we were shocked and amazed at how nice it really, really was. Everything was just basic in all the courses, but this one was just immaculate. It was really, really nice in how everything was laid out. Shot a 76 with a triple. Duke, I'm not going to say 76 is bad. 76 ain't bad, bud. So I'm there. And we're seeing it. Did they finally finish? Europe wins the Soul line 14-11. That's all right. There was some pretty good play on both sides, but I think the beginning lead was just too much to overcome. What's your preferences? More clubs at the bottom end or the top end of your bag? Well, Dave, personally, if you can, the statistics are, you've always heard, you putt for dough, drive for show. However, right now the more modern philosophy is if you can drive the ball as far as you can and be pretty close to the fairway, that your chances of you guys us getting onto the green are equally or better than before because you're using a shorter club. But if you can't do that, then it's a problem. So I've always taken the route that if you can be deadly inside 150, you are going to beat most people, because statistically, that is where most of your golf is played. Even at longer courses, it's one shot, maybe two shots, one shot to the 150 marker inside. And all those other shots are inside that mark. So if you can get inside that mark, then that's the way to go. Okay, so oh yeah, we're enjoying it. It's good. It's never bad to get out here with Bob and Penny. I mean that every day's a different one. Yep. Well done to Team Europe. Dave, how you doing, bud? Mustang Week. What's Mustang Week, John? Oh, what we also ran into this weekend prior to was the World Amateur. Myrtle Beach has the World Amateur, where it's a flighted ranking, and you play other people in your flight at different courses, and then the winners of the flights get together and play a round of golf, particularly to their flight. And they play all these different courses around here. In fact, we've been kind of following a couple of them, and yesterday they should have finished. I didn't get to see one, but it's not a guarantee that the guy, because it's flighted, so the guy in the open division may not be the winner, right? You get a guy that's hot. The coolest part about that is that if you're sandbagging, they will catch you. And if they catch you, they bump you up one, and you start at the bottom. And if you've already started in a round, it's too bad. So they keep you pretty solid. Some great hamburgers down one on 21, one south is really good. We've had was it Hamburger Joe's. Hamburger Joe's takes nothing but cash, and they have a neat little spot and a huge following. And we've gone there each time we've stopped, and it's been pretty good chow. I do not give the thumbs up on the coleslaw though. Everything else, everything else has been pretty good so far. Myrtle Beach in the backyard. Well, you are the lucky one, Mr. Michael. Hello to everybody he's saying. Good job. Oh, there's Jack. Mr. Lombard, how's it going, buddy? I'm sure it's cooled down. If our neck of the woods is cool, you should be as too. Good job. My dog Rex. If you're able, how would you advise Bryson to stop choking? It seems to be get going, and then crash. Yeah, I know. Oh, crap. There we go. The I don't know. A lot of that becomes mental at a point. I don't know how more to describe it. To be honest with you, there for a while he was being heckled by all the people, all the Kepka fans, and it's really hard. And you still got it in you. After a while, it just becomes normal. Ugh. Well, here we go again. The best laid plans of all my tape is not taking effect, so we're going to have to do a little bit more. But Bryson is a pretty heady guy. He's just going to have to get out of his own way. That's really what he's going to have to do, and quit thinking about it too hard. Hello from Buffalo. John. There. What happened to Mike here from Buffalo? Played his first college tourney of the season. 77, tied for 7th. Good job, Mike. Now I'm going to have to fiddle with this thing a little bit more. There we go. Let's see if that works. There we go. Sorry, guys. And oh, it's an actual chipper. Okay. Well, those things I knew a guy that was deadly with one of those from about 25 yards out. Gary Smiley shot 12 strokes below my average last week. Man, I'm now scared to play. Just you always think about just beating the score you did, just one better than the time before, man. Just one better than the time before. It'll be okay. I tell you what, we did. We picked a really good week. I mean, it can't. We've been down here in April when it was just horribly cold, and we've been here in October where it was the end. You could get out in shorts, but that was about it. At the end of the day, you couldn't jump in the pool or anything. So we've been able to get home, throw in the trucks, go jump in the pool, talk with some people down there, get all walking around, or swimming around, whatever, get some sun, and then come back up and go get some food, eat with the blue hairs, and then rinse and repeat. That's all we've been doing. I've been getting a lot of sun lately, so it's all it'll be different. There you go. John Blake. Ford Mustang Owners have events this week in Myrtle Beach. Oh, okay. No, we don't go to Calabash. We go to. There was one that was. It's got. We call it a cartoon crab on the top, and it's just a few minutes away from here, and it's probably one of the best ones I've ever been to. One of the best buffets, not only for seafood but for everything else. The appetizer, dessert, that kind of stuff. If you don't walk away 5 pounds heavier leaving, you didn't do it right. But we have been seeing some Mustangs, none of the classics, mind you, but some of the newer ones. I was wondering what that was all about. Let's see. 13-14 with one match left. Europe leads 2-up, 2 holes to play. Oh, man, we're still not done. Yeah. John, if you saw what I've got going on here, I've got tape. I got tape. And that's what's taped. And I've got it taped to my tripod for my camera. The only thing I'm holding on is a piece. It's sitting on my flap that keeps my iPad protected. It's basically taped down to the top of my tripod, which is this wide. I tried other things, and it just wasn't working. All right, let's see. When you look out of the overview, do you use periscope? Well, we do have a couple pair of binoculars, and the one I got from Robin for Christmas works really well. But Bob and Penny's, man, you can see. I was looking at the waves, and I started kind of going like this after a bit. They're really, really nice. From the land of the rising sun, holy smokes, guys! What time is it out there? I can't remember. Is it around? You guys should be in the morning, right? Is that you're far enough out there, like Australia, Japan? Jeez, well done. If you got any questions? Let us know. River City, we did that one. We did River City. That the wing place is in the same spot where the what do they call that? The Barefoot Landing. We're right across from there. Yeah, and we did those. We did I actually got a meatloaf burger now, and the meatloaf burger was really, really good. Everybody else had regular burgers, and everybody thought they were okay. I had a drink called the Grape Ape, and it tasted like grape soda. I'm still wondering whether or not it had anything in it other than that. Did you get a full hour with us today since you have no work? Oh yeah, sure, why not? Unless we get to the end of the questions, then it's all over, man. Let's see. I'm trying to get down here. Krister's updating us with the Solheim Cup. That's a good one. Eric Westerheim. Well, we will most certainly try, Erica. Thank you. 0700, he's a military guy watching. Well done. Thank you for watching at 7 o'clock in the morning from Japan. That's a new one. All right, here we go. We're down to the bottom here. What's up with that? Does Tim have enough elixir in the bucket to make it 1 hour? I'd say yes. I'd say yes. Yes, we got that one. Not bad for something made in a tiki bar, but not bad. All right, look at that. I can't believe we made it all the way to the bottom talking about Myrtle Beach and all these other things that are going on. But that's pretty impressive, to be honest. Made it to 6 o'clock, only a half of an hour. So a lot of times I didn't get to talk about my topic. Uh-oh, here we go. Some of the topics. Now, what we've been doing is we found what we're finding is we're talking with these guys that we've been golfing with. Is Bob has actually been handing them the Jumbo Max grips, and the Jumbo Max has really impressed a few of them. They guys with bigger hands, and some older fellas maybe having a little arthritis issue and being able to hit them. So it's in this day and age with the internet, it's really kind of different that people don't know about some of the certain products that are out there, and that how traditional some of the people they've been talking to are. It's really kind of different, and so when you guys are looking at replacing pieces of used equipment like the grip or like a shaft or something along that lines, you'd be surprised how, number one, a fitting's going to find that out for you, but to go and research it and just see what might help you out. Oh, look at that. I said, here we go. Joe, what club has been treating you the best this week and which one has not? Well, I will have to say the 8-iron has been the 8-iron and the gap wedge have both, well, I'll give you 3 clubs. The gap wedge has been pretty good for me. The 8-iron has been pretty good for me, and actually the driver has been, I will say, a majority of the time been good for me. But down here, because a lot of as fast as the greens are, and stopping power has never been my strength. I've been doing a lot of chipping on with my pitching wedge and trying to get it to roll, and that's been the fun part of it. The one that has not been helping me almost never, I will say 1 or 2 times, has been in the hybrid category. I just, for some reason, am struggling getting those things through the club. There you go. Duke saw the graphite design video, got me interested, and would like to try in a fitting. Yeah, the graphite design shaft, I have the XC. I brought it down with me. I pulled it out after a couple of rounds and put my gamer back in. And it was more along the lines, I was struggling with the weight of it. And not like I need a lot of extra weight in my hand or anything. I was just having a bad driving day, and I thought, well, I better get back to it instead. And that's helped me out quite a bit. Now, what I will say is you can tell it's not like I have this super touchy feel, but you can tell when a shaft was quality made with quality parts, just like driving around in a car with quality parts and it's been quality made. There's just a different feel to it. And this XC had a much, much, much better feel. It was really, really nice. And I will say I was very consistent with it, and the spin rates were only within a couple of hundred RPM of each other. And normally I have flyers, and so that was pretty good. I just was spinning a little too much, and that could have been me. And I'm really interested in thinking I might, in the last round, I might switch out the shafts just to see what's going on. But they are certainly a good group of guys. Certainly a good set of shafts, and I like the fact that they have a fixed number. They don't have like, you know, a 1 2 3, a 1 2 5, a 1 2 2, and then they go back out and they start at 2 and they keep going. That they have a designated stuff, and that orange and white is going to be a good one. I think the white and blue is going to be a good one, and I think that XC is going to be a good one. So I think we're good. David, we're playing at Heritage. Heritage is down south. It's actually, we just figured it out this afternoon that it is just right next to Caledonia, right? It's right next to Caledonia. The I think it's good. They must be connected in some fashion because they're virtually across the street or across the courses. They're like this on each other. So if that's the case, we will be good. Oh, look at this! I started talking. People started showing up. All right. Been playing a course I work at, Arrowhead Wheaton. Been great on the front 940s, back 9s, and 8 to 10 strokes higher. Need to concentrate more. Yeah, that's happened with. Normally I get stronger the other way, but this last, oh, I don't know, last year's just been opposite. I get a little weaker, and that could be because of being older. It could be out of shape. It could be a whole lot of other things. But it's okay. Jerry tried the jumbo grips and everything went right. I got to make sure that if you're a right-hander and you turn them over, that's impressive. Now, they're not saying that they're for everybody, but they do feel pretty good. And what that does, it puts a lot of weight right here. It puts a lot of weight right here and allows you to bring the club around and get a little bit more club head speed. Plus, you're a little more comfortable. And with what's going on with you, Jerry, if you're doing that, you're doing exactly what they think in that a lighter grip pressure because you can't squeeze down on it makes you flip the club over, which would actually go against modern conviction, right? It would go against modern conviction in that if you had smaller grips, you would do that, and if you had larger grips, it would go the other way. So if you go really big, maybe it just circles back around. All right. Oh, here we go. Europe wins. Last match can only be half, 14-3, so 14 and a half, 13 and a half. Well, down to 1. There you go. There you go. Nick loves the bucket. Yeah. And when you're done, you can make sandcastles with it. Although I don't think we've ever done that. But we got you, buddy. Here we go. What's my thoughts on a personal launch monitor and many recommendations under 1K? It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking just for distance and where it's landing and club head speed, you can get quite a few that are very good. But as far as portable and under quite a bit, I'm still a Mevo fan because they have a Mevo and a Mevo Plus. The Mevo's under, the Mevo Plus is over at 1,500. The Mevo Plus is definitely worth the investment in my opinion. But here as of late, I think Garmin came out with one, and there's another, the R10. I haven't had a chance to even see what it does. I don't even know the price. But that you can go as under $100, and there's one that's a radar unit that sits out. You know, if this is the ball, it sits out this far in front of it. And there's some hazards with that one, but it does work. As far as other personal ones, there's one that works on an iPhone. I'm leery of that kind of stuff. But again, I'm still with the Mevo stuff. Oh yeah, I'm down with that, Jack. The gap wedge, pitching wedge, anything. It's a high percentage shot, right? Anytime that you get the pitch on and get it to rolling towards the hole, it's a 10 times higher percentage shot than if you just try to thunk it right down there and hope that it backspins or does something off that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. Upcoming builds. Upcoming builds. What do we have? Because I know we got some stuff coming. What are we building? Oh, we're finishing. That's right, and it's going to be a video. I am finishing a build on a 2 iron that came to me from Israel, and we thought we had the shaft. We thought it was taper tip. It turns out it's not. So we had to reorder it before we left. So otherwise they got that. The chipper, in the rough, you might have uh, the only thing I can say with the chipper, if it gives you any problems, is that normally chippers have a wide sole, and in the rough it'll want to bounce out way more than it would if you had a thinner one. But it should work pretty good. Steven played True Blue last Thursday at the World Amateur. It was in really good shape. There you go. True Blue's never been a disappointment. We played that the last time we were here. That was a really nice course. So did you take home the is it still the blue crystal ball? I haven't seen it in a while. The World Amateur, when it was before the PGA Tour Superstore was involved, my organization, or the organization I was part of, went down there and we actually re-gripped and fit and bent clubs for the guys that were down there. And that was interesting. We met a lot of really cool people. It is a wonderful event. If any of you guys out there, it's a World Amateur for a reason, because people from all over the world come and play this. And it was definitely an event. And so I definitely recommend doing that. I have it, Krister. I'd like to see this R10 I've seen it and it looks interesting. It's a little square, about yay big, on a tripod. It looks interesting because I think it Garmin and somebody else is involved with it. And then there's another one out there that's going to have the Foresight, and the guys that do the laser rangefinders have combined to get onto something too. So, it might be a market that's pretty much untapped. Farmstead course is closing down. I always liked that one. That's what somebody else was talking about. We were hearing that the Farmstead was closing down, and we're going to probably see a few more. Some of what would be the perennials, the ones that are in the middle of basically the towns, that when they started were probably not in the middle of towns. Now they've been surrounded. I see those not being golf courses in the very near future. There, Steven is going to give us a little bit. 3,500. 3,500? 3,500 people played. Didn't win my flight, but you can't win when you forget how to chip and putt. Yeah, I hear you, brother. 3,500 people. Woo! That's a lot of folks. And not to mention, most of them bring their significant others with them, too. That's pretty good. All right. Where we at? 45 minutes into it, guys. Last bit trip advice when you're doing this. If you're coming down here for a vacation or a traveling, there are so many companies out there with golf packages that are available. Golf Myrtle Beach, there's just a ton of them. You just go into the internet and you'll find it. Also, what you can do, and what we do here, is our hotel that we're part of has a concierge, and you should be able to get a hold of that one person and tell them what you want and let them fix a package for you. That way you can pick all your courses, pick your times, and then let them get back with you. And the reason why I suggest that is because there's always these cancellation fees. There's always these cancellation fees that can get pretty pricey for a group that doesn't get to go or do something. When you do it through your hotel room or through your hotel, assuming they have that offering, that it's already locked in with your room. See that? It's already locked in the room. So it's not two different lines, just one. And so it's not only a time saver, but it's also a money saver. So I would look into that. All right, Jack, what we got here? What driver head do you think is most forgiving currently playing a Cobra amp cell? Dude, the amp cell. I like the colors on the amp cell, but I think you can do better now. The technology has gotten bigger and better, and I think that you could do better with if you're looking for most forgiving, and that assumes that you're fighting slicing and that kind of stuff. It, the Epic Max, just the Epic Max, not the LS. That's the Draw Bias Club. Is the one that's really nice. You can go with the Big Bertha, which is definitely a Draw Bias Club. The there's the Mizuno is another one that's kind of sits in the background, but it does very, very well. There's an STX and an X and an STZ, and there's a draw bias model in that. That one works really well, and that's a pretty good one. Those are the two that I've been having the most success with. Now I hear that Wilson might be redoing the launch pad. The launch pad also is another draw bias club. It's a tall face, and although it wasn't one of the longest, but it was one of the most consistent, and that's what we would need to look at. Well, Charles, we asked that same question years ago, and what they do is they take these people and they farm them out to all these different golf courses. There's 200 plus golf courses out here, and they just fill them up, and they give them and it's only 18 holes, so they either start them in the after. You can either get a morning time or an afternoon time, and you can get 2 rounds in. Cape Fear National. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. I've heard of Cape Fear. I just not heard of it being a golf course. Oh, the other part about being up here is that during this weekend we've seen 3 or 4 weddings. We've seen 3 or 4 weddings right here on the beach, from the most simplistic, a couple of people, the minimum required, to whole congregations. That's been pretty fun. And the cool part is that the people in the hotel have been very accommodating. All the people that are staying here, because as soon as you hear them and they do their final vows and do their kiss, and everybody, and there you can hear the whole building just yelling and screaming at them. That's been pretty fun. And was it today or yesterday they caught the shark? Yesterday, somebody hauled in a shark, and it wasn't a big shark, but a shark's a shark. And they brought in a shark, and that gained a bunch of attention. And they threw up some fireworks the other day, so that's been a lot of fun. And then we get up early enough in the morning, we get to see the beachcomber go by, which is basically a John Deere tractor with this thing that chews up the sand and just makes it just really nice and perfect. And he makes about 4 passes, and then he's gone. And then we get to see everybody and see these people setting up chairs and whatnot. It's been not only fun but informational, to be sure. So that's been pretty good. We're seeing more and more folks showing up for the afternoon as we're getting ready for the dusk time frame for when people go. What's with the fingers? Time's up. All right, I'm getting the nod. People want to go eat. We want to go eat. It's a late dinner for us today. So again, guys, like and subscribe if you would. Like and subscribe, and that way this thing gets out there. See us on our other platforms, which would be the Instagram, the Facebook, all those, right? And that way we get to get a little more recognition of what we're doing, what we're putting out there. And guys, thanks you for tuning. I know it's a little bit off color with being here. I know it's a little bit loud, but thank you guys for stopping by. And always, let's see your scores. Go low.